Many countries around the world have beautiful and elegant cultures. Cultures that can be seen as different to others, but within the depths of the hearts and souls of its people, we find out that they are very similar people to us. People that share the desire to be loved, to succeed, and to protect others. And here on FTD Facts, I'm proud to say that we are revisiting the country, people, and culture of Russia. So hey everybody, what's going on? Dave Walpole here, and welcome to FTD Facts, the channel where we, we're exploring the world by talking about people, cultures, and places from around the world. I guess you could say we're a bunch of friggin' anthropologists. But here on FTD Facts, we are returning to Russia, talking about it for the third time, because you guys were really excited over the first few videos, and I assume that you guys want to know more. Now, before I get in this video, I want to let you guys know about our sponsor, Grammarly. I'm going to talk about more of that at the end of this video. You guys can help support us in that way. As well, I want to know, what is your favorite thing about Russian culture? Yeah, do you like the girls? Do you like the food? Do you like the language? You know, a little privyet going on. I don't know what your favorite thing is down there. Now here on FTD Facts, in our previous videos, we haven't talked about the provinces of Russia. And in Russia, they aren't really called provinces, they are called federal subjects. And Russia has a lot of them. They got 85 federal subjects. It's insane. Now the largest of these subjects is the Sakha-Yakutiya Republic, which has 3,103,000 square kilometers of land. And out of these 85, 3 are considered federal cities, and Moscow has the highest amount of population, coming in at 10,382,754 people. However, if we want to talk more about the Moscow Oblast province, they would have about 6.6 million people. Now, out of all of Russia, within all these people, there are approximately 184 ethnic groups. And in 2010, a census showed that 81% are ethnically Russian. However, they also do have other groups such as Armenians, Chechens, the Chuvash, the Bashkir, Ukrainians, and Tatars, who are the biggest minority, making up 3.9%. Now, if you've ever heard of rhythmic gymnastics, you may know already that it was invented in Russia. It's basically an annual sport that they do. It features, I guess, rhythm and gymnastics. It's really quite cool. But as for the Federation of Rhythmic Gymnastics, it started in 1963. And since then, like I said, pretty much it's an annual competition within Russia. Now, in your own town, you've probably seen construction equipment that, in order to get through mud, they have tracks instead of wheels. But did you know that it was actually a Russian that came up with the idea of putting these tracks on a vehicle? Although the idea for continuous tracks came up the years prior, it was a man named Dmitry Zagreyatsky who attached the tracks to a carriage in 1837. And unfortunately, at that time, he didn't have the funds for a prototype, and he lost the patent 2 years later. And considering we're talking about inventions, we should probably mention the fact that firefighting foam was invented in and by a Russian inventor. His name was Alexander Lorin, and he created it in 1902. He was a teacher in Baku, which at the time was a major oil hub for Russia. And because of all the oil accidents he saw, he was like, well, I gotta do something about this. He looked for a way to suppress oil fire and succeeded by patenting the foam in 1904 and even creating a fully functioning extinguisher that same year. Now, one thing that I was really shocked about is that I found out that Russia is a country that has the second highest amount of water out of any country in the entire world. Next to Brazil, Russia has 4,508 cubic kilometers of water. And the reason I found that weird is because I was always told in Canada that we had the most amount of fresh water in the entire planet. But I guess Brazil has it, and then it's Russia, and then it's us. And when I talk water, I'm talking fresh water. And one thing that Russia has that contributes to this freshwater surplus is it is home to the largest freshwater lake in the entire world. And that lake is Lake Baikal, and she is huge. Alone, she contains 22 to 23% of the world's fresh surface water, coming in at 23,615.39 square kilometers. She is so big that if you took Canada's Great Lakes and America's Great Lakes and combined them all together, yeah, it wouldn't even equal the amount of water that's in this lake. And not only does she have the most water, but Lake Baikal is considered the world's oldest lake, being approximately 25 million years old. And although she may look skinny and nothing compared to the Great Lakes, she is currently the world's deepest lake, with an average depth of 744 meters to a max depth of 1,642 meters deep. And because of her importance, she is highly protected for pollution, and because of its importance, Lake Baikal became a World UNESCO Zone in 1996. Now, one thing I really do love about Russia is they are pioneers in space exploration, and as a matter of fact, they were the first country to send a space station into the atmosphere. And in total, not including partnerships with the United States or other countries, Russia alone has launched 10 space stations. The first one being Salyut 1 in 1971, and the last one being Mir, which was sent up in 1986, which had the most days in space, coming in at 5,511 days. And following that, Russia allied with other countries like United States and Canada to create the International Space Station in 1998. Now, we've talked a lot about accomplishments of the countries, we talked about the land and all that, but what about its art? Now, we all know Disney and Warner Brothers in America are the cartoon mega hitters, but my question is there like a Disney in Russia? Like, they've got to have one, right? Well, animation has been a big part of Russian culture, with the first animator being theoretically Alexander Shiryaev, creating the first animation around 1906. Now, this was more stop-motion animation where he had doll ballerinas dance around on film, but the thing with Alexander, though, he never really put his films out there, and because of that, his gift to the world was never put into the light until he was rediscovered in 1995. But what about a mega hitter like Disney? Well, by 1935, things changed for Russia. This is because this was the first year of the Moscow Film Festival, and Disney had sent a small short of Mickey Mouse to the country. And because of that moment, Russians became interested in cartoon animation. And if we were to talk about one company that could be considered the Russian equal to Disney, that would go to Soyuz Multfilm, which was the largest animation studio in Russia during the Soviet times. It was based out of Moscow, being created on June 10th, 1936. And they became extremely popular, making shows for children and adding even a puppet division in 1954. At its height, it had over 700 employees and released 22 films a year, even 43 in like the 1970s, but because of its ties to the government by the time the Soviet Union came to an end, the animation company suffered great losses. But by 1999, the government had refunded the company once again, however splitting it in two, one which secures and protects old films, and the other which is aimed to create new films. So what did you guys think about this video of Russia? I mean, a lot of you guys probably watching this are Russian, and you could give us even more facts if you guys want to. Leave it down there, or maybe even send us an email at askftdfacts@gmail.com. But my name's Dave Walpole, and it is an absolute pleasure to continue talking about Russia. Stay tuned for more videos, because guess what, guys? We upload every Monday to Friday. We got tons of countries to talk about. We got a lot of different cool cultures that you might want to know about, and you might be shocked to learn, hey, wait a minute, that country's done something I didn't know about that. That's so weird. That's cool. And of course, guys, feel free in the link below to check out Grammarly.com. These guys are our sponsor, and they got a total free program, which is great for your grammar and English. However, this has been us talking about Russia yet again, a really fascinating country, and I hope you learned a lot about it. This is Russia, a place that is home to some very important moments and aspects of not just our collective history, but also home to an area that could mean our very survival. It is home to wildlife and culture, and the people of Russia have always strived to be the best they can. A country that reminds us that life is a dance of reflection, growth, and care. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If this is your first time to the channel, hit that subscribe button, because like I said, we do videos Monday to Friday, so stay tuned. And if you like this video on Russia, you might want to check out one of our other Russian themed videos, like this one right here. On top of that, why don't you just come learn about other countries with us with our country playlist. You might be surprised at what you learned today. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.